Reginald.
Unfortunately, it's me.
Oh god, it's a romance.
Kiss me across the table.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, man. You're cooked. You ain't getting free today. Actually, what's the accused of? This could be an easy case.
Defender, you should call upon your witness.
You're not the judge. Shut up.
Spank him, bailiff. Spank him.
Witnesses in need.
Speak again and I smite you.
God damn.
There will be order in this courtroom.
I
I was taken off the streets because
saw
of my
that.
last testimony.
You got fired as a
All
cop.
about
You're a bailiff
dangling
now.
on some dongs. Order in the court.
Stop gassing my courtroom.
Your Honor. Oh.
I
Excuse
will have him chicken you.
prosecutor, today, please.
Chicken the attorney.
No, please, I beg you. No!
There will be order in this courtroom. I didn't come off the streets for nothing about some dingle dangling on some dongs.
Thank you, bailiff.
Did I mention you look rather sexy today, bailiff?
This is inappropriate behavior, sir. We
He's
can't
not
meet.
wrong.
We can't meet back behind the court.
Witness, no one asked
Oh,
you.
no.
I hope no one heard that.
Oh god. That's a hefty charge.
Hey, no!
Oh,
You're screwed,
man.
buddy.
Fucking French bastards.
Alright, prosecution, you may present your case.
All right off the bat, we have this restaurant dispute. There were witnesses that we questioned who claimed that he was claiming that that restaurant should have snails on their menu.
Objection, Your Honor.
Alright, what's your case for the objection?
That evidence insists upon itself. It insists upon
You're about
itself,
to
Lois.
You're about to insist upon getting turned into a bird again.
Well, okay, alright. Let me break out the real evidence then. Let me see. He got invited to a wedding, and he was told on behalf of the groom to ask for those snails. You see, he simply pities the French groom and wanted to make him feel welcome, being a disgusting French loser in an American Chad world.
So you're saying he was invited to the wedding?
Yes.
What was he invited as?
He is friends with the wife. I think
Yeah,
he
but what's his
paps it
role
on
at
the
the wedding?
weekend. Huh?
What is his role at the wedding?
Random guy. Yeah, no real role. Hey, whoa.
Oh, that's a
Oh, that
damning,
goes great with my
that
evidence,
is a
thank you.
damning headline.
Wow.
All we have established is that there were snails, and there was someone
Snail
else at the
trail.
wedding who but is French. Attorney, you may proceed.
All right.
Prosecution actor member.
Following up on that news report that is definitely valid, we have a shady mail swap. The person who was supposed to receive this invite to that wedding instead ended up receiving a bill from Tumblr, which they do not own an account to.
Objection. Tumblr does not charge people. That is a free app. I think this shady mail swap should be stricken from the record. Irrelevant. You can't get charged from an
You're
app
saying
that
you
doesn't
can't make-
charge.
I meant to say Tinder.
Your Honor, he doesn't even know the own app that he supposedly got charges from.
I have to strike it because you mixed up the app. Yep, that doesn't work. You have anything else to present?
Yes, I discovered he had this
What the
malware
fuck did I do?
on his computer that allowed him to change his ID with any face on the network. so he can impersonate anyone he wants.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you can cover being French, I see. Okay.
We actually have a full list of his search history proving that he never searched anything involving that. We have every piece of his search history.
Well, attorney, he's not contesting his client's search history or what he did on the internet. He just said that he had a tool to, he had malware available to anonymize himself as another race.
French isn't a
Unless there's
race.
something else, I'm gonna strike that.
I do have something else.
So
That's what I got for you, buddy. This is exactly what I got for you.
Alright. Stricken from the record. Alright.
Cuff
Order
me
in the
harder,
court.
daddy.
Prosecution.
Yeah. There's more of that later behind the courtroom.
Ironic, he says. How helpful. He did need gas that day.
Oh.
Alright, so I believe this
Turns-
man also entered the country illegally. There's a drifting boat about 3 miles out from the border checkpoints. And it had a bunch of like IDs and belongings that were left behind.
Objection, Your Honor. Man is a legal citizen. I actually have proof of it. Here's his plane ticket. We actually flew him here because he's actually on a movie set where he has to pretend to be French for the movie. And I do have more
Oh,
proof of that.
practicing his
My
skills.
witness is a movie producer.
Wait a minute. Your story's changing. First it was the wedding, now it's
He
a
got
movie
invited
producer.
to a wedding, but he's originally here for a movie where he plays a French chef. Here's the spoon.
Mhm.
Why is it
Okay.
burnt?
And he still was
Sucks at
also
cooking.
at the wedding.
I'm gonna have to strike the drifting boat from the evidence.
I have proof that he flew here legally, that he was at a wedding,
He's
and then he was a French chef on a
Whoops.
movie. He's a very busy man.
There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna. I have to strike the drifting boat from it if he's got plane ticket with proof.
Yeah, he has proof. He has this. You have to have your ID to fly, meaning this is a legal man right here. In fact,
Well,
I'd like
so
to call
it's
my
legal,
witness.
it's not Call your witness. All right.
Okay.
All right. You may begin questioning your witness.
Mr. Movie Producer, can you guarantee that this man sitting right here was hired to play a French
Oh,
chef
yeah.
despite being an American man?
This guy was definitely hired. I remember it. He sucked at cooking. He burnt the spoon, man. It sucks.
Exactly.
That
French
was my
people
favorite spoon.
couldn't burn spoons. Only dumb fuck Americans can manage that. He's one of us. One of us. And can you also attest that he had to take the day off one day to attend a wedding?
Yeah, he did. He actually requested time, and I said no at first. But then he told me that he had married. I understood.
No further
I asked
questions.
if I could come, and he told me no and slapped me.
Why the hell would you come?
Prosecution. Silence. Prosecution. Any questions?
So is it true, Mr. Movie Producer, that you originally hired this guy because he was so good at having French accents that it sounded ethnic?
Yeah, he sounded pretty good at it, but after I saw he burnt that spoon, I truly knew he was like American. He did have a really good French accent. That he
The
put
movie you were filming pertained to having a rat control him from his hair.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What?
Oh, okay.
on. Yeah? Did?
Because he's
That
playing a
would
French
explain why
person.
he burnt the spoon. He had no control over his own limbs.
Oh, what the fuck? He attested to hiring him. Wrong. That's a different person.
Hey, attorney, shut up.
I made no claims that he wasn't hired.
The newspaper did.
I'm gonna
This
have
is
to
a wrong
arrest
sentence.
this hot attorney man here in a minute. You're
All
going
right.
in the back of my patrol car.
You got fired. Oh God.
No, he's a bailiff. He's still a gainfully employed officer.
He's gonna put me in the back of his white van.
Well, that's where you're heading in a second, either way. All right, so, prosecution, any more questions for the witness?
No.
You want to call for your witness? Or never mind.
I would call for my witness, but I'm pretty sure he's a mime.
AKA French.
Well, no, he's just a sad clown.
Yeah, but he hasn't
is
spoken
capable-
at all since I pulled him in.
He is capable of speech.
Mimes
So-
are just sad clowns, man.
Journalist silence. All right, so if you want to call your witness, we can. He is capable of speech.
Bro, the news has hated
I
me.
will not for that one last
Yeah.
budget.
I can't hear him with you. Sorry, what?
I will not call out a witness, but I have one final piece of evidence.
All right.
I will not deny that he was on a movie set, and there are several witnesses that heard a bunch of French swearing coming from the bathroom after hearing a loud bang on one of the stalls.
Oh, I see.
Your Honor, objection.
Okay. What is your objection?
The evidence insists upon itself.
I'm about to help. I'm about to help.
Hold
you
on, he
pack-
learned
I'm about to
French
pack
for the
you into
movie.
this van.
Your Honor, he learned French for the movie. He
Yeah.
learned pieces of words. And anytime you learn a new language, you of course Google the swear words. They're funny.
I
Yes,
do
but you
do
don't-
that.
You don't instinctively swear in another language. when
Hey,
something
he's a
hurts
method
you.
actor.
Oh, that's a good. Yep, that's a good point.
He's a method actor. He's like what Jared Leto
We're gonna
pretends
have
to
to
be.
take this press man to jail. He's obviously biased.
Seconded.
This is a difficult one because I'm gonna have to cross out the burnt moon spoon because if he was controlled by a rat, that would explain it. It has nothing to do with his cooking ability personally.
Hey, he's only controlled by a rat
This is
in
a-
the movie, though.
Yes, but the spoon is burnt on set apparently, so therefore the movie producer even attests to that. So therefore it holds. Or well, it doesn't hold up as being his fault. All right, I'll hear a closing argument from the prosecution and then from the attorney.
And from the prosecutor's witness.
Shut
What am
up.
I supposed to close out with? I've never gotten this far.
He's insisting upon
Well,
himself,
close
Your
it, get-
Honor.
You know what? 1 second. Guilty.
What?
That was the
That
final straw.
insists upon itself, sir.
I doubt it
That
though.
was great.
What?
All right, I got time for one more.
Oh, I got robbed.
No, you kept saying it insists upon itself. You had it coming.
It's my court now.
The Godfather insists upon itself, Your Honor.
Yeah, that judge insists upon itself.
All right, Jerry, ready up. Oh, Jerry.
Oh my God.
There you go.
I was changing my sock.
Order in the courtroom.
I believe I'm undefeated in this game. Never lost a case.
Hold on. What do I have?
What? Why am I getting hit?
Because we gave Olivia the judge seat.
No, Xander hit me.
Oh, why do I got the same exact rolls?
Bubbles is accused of touching his shroom in a school bathroom. Oh.
In a school
School
zone.
zone.
In a school
Wait, how did you get
zone.
his picture?
Oh.
You just upload pictures, and
You
that's
can
what I have
upload a
on
picture.
hand. Your Honor, if I may start my
What?
case.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yup. Your Honor, may I have the green
Your
light?
Honor, you have to give him the green light.
Your Honor, we have undeniable proof that he was in a school zone, not as a worker, he does not work there, inside the school area, touching his shroomy. For one, we found him with a confiscated access badge, one that does not belong to him, as he's not an employee. And we found him in the staff areas, pleasuring himself.
Oh. Okay, your rebuttal, if you have one.
Your Honor, my client is innocent. He was obviously not pleasuring himself. He has a very, very bad case of herpes, and he was just trying to wipe it off, like some of the ooze and pus with this tissue.
Objection, Your Honor.
He wasn't trying to, do anything sexual. He was just trying to wipe off his
Honor.
massive flared up
So
herpes.
he was, in fact, touching his shroom, though.
He
correct?
was with a used
Well,
tissue,
he
Your
was
Honor.
wiping the area around it with the tissue paper, but it
You
was
just
a necessity.
admitted to him wiping his shroom off.
It was a medical necessity.
Oh.
Your Honor,
Prosecutor.
the defense insists upon itself. It insists upon
God
itself,
damn it.
Your
I knew-
Honor.
You.
I knew this idiot was gonna say it.
I'd like to call in my witness. I would like to call in my witness, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Clown, is it true that you used to be a happy clown before you saw what he did in that room? He was hired at the school to cheer up the kids, the special Downey kids. And then he saw what that man was doing, and he was no longer a happy clown. Is that true?
I didn't exactly see what he was doing. I'm just depressed because of going to that school in the first place.
Your Honor, I'd like my witness
Nobody laughed at my
hung.
jokes. I didn't understand it.
Okay.
I think that witness assist.
I would
Hey,
like
Your
his.
Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness.
I would like his
Okay.
statement stricken from the record.
I'd like you to shut up.
Your Honor, the gavel insists
Mr.
upon itself.
Mr. Clown, you were at that school that day and you had to deal with all those kids. Can you imagine
Oh.
being there with a horrible flared up case of herpes and not being able to, like, at least clean a little bit off? I mean,
Well,
maybe you
considering
got
I have
herpes.
some, that never crossed my mind.
Yeah, well, you should have, because my client here, he had to, wipe off his terrible herpes flare up.
Oh no.
Oh,
No
we
more
have
questions, Your
breaking
Honor.
news.
There wasn't a way you could wipe it off.
Oh,
Oh God!
what occurred? Oh.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any questions after that either. Prosecutor, you may talk.
Your Honor, we already have proof that he was touching a tissue to his private parts in a sexual manner. It's also important to mention that he was actually drinking at that school. Empty wine bottle was
Oh.
found around the area. And not only that, he wrote about the
Yeah, I
incident
do.
in his diary. And he said, and I quote,
I do get
"Holy
drunk and do some
schmoly."
wine and diary.
I quote, "Holy schmoly, I grabbed that bleedy weenie and I tore that thing asunder. I left white stains all over the school locker room." End quote.
Uh-oh.
Your Honor,
Your rebuttal?
I object. That was not a wine bottle. That was just an expired ketchup bottle. It smelled like wine because it was expired. He was carrying it because he found it in his car. And furthermore, that diary was actually
Wake the fuck up, you soul.
surprise move that he was trying to do.
Your Honor, objection.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You tried that trick before.
Trying
We
to do a
agreed that's
surprise
not what
move,
that
Your
card
Honor.
means. And the expired ketchup, whether it's ketchup, wine, or whatever, he hasn't denied the diary quote. He admitted
It
in
wasn't your
his
turn to
pages.
speak.
It was. I
Tyler, for
objected.
that insists upon itself joke, I'm going to strike one of your evidences as the next witness.
You already
Just be
did.
aware of that.
You already screwed me as the witness. Your Honor, I request
Bonk.
that you bonk the witness for badgering me when it's not his turn.
Okay.
How's it feel, bitch? I have enough evidence.
Wasn't your turn either.
Okay. You may speak.
We found his dark web purchase of extra
Uh-oh.
sticky cum grippy tissues, and we believe that's what was found on the scene. And also, he actually fought the police officers when getting arrested. It took a whole group of them to get him out of there. Then to drag him off, one of them had to grab his wiener and pull him by it. He didn't want to stop jerking it.
Oh yeah. Good old wiener pull. Okay.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
So, first, the dark web purchase was nothing but a treated towelette.
What the fuck?
It was actually soap treated towelette. It wasn't jizz
Oh.
covered. It was just soap.
Records for alcoholism.
High school student
So,
break records
it was-
for alcoholism.
It was a dark web
Oh.
purchase for some experimental soap to get rid of his herpes flare up. And the gathering of police officers, that was all a misunderstanding. They heard a midnight shriek and they got all up in arms. That wasn't my client. That was somebody else screaming in the school, which is
Me.
pretty common.
Me.
Always screaming in schools.
Midnight shriek, huh?
Yeah,
I
well, it
I
wasn't
don't
at
know.
midnight.
It
It was
seems
just
like the prosecutor has had a very clear story throughout all of this, and yours is used tissue, expired ketchup, soap, and midnight shriek.
I have a closing statement, Your Honor.
Shut up!
But you're.
To be
Anywho,
fair, he doesn't need a clear story. He needs to counter his story.
which he hasn't done.
I have, Your Honor. Do we have closing statements?
Shut up! Your turn.
I was friggin' that was my turn.
Your Honor! First, I'd like the soap stricken from the record. Don't go to the dark web to buy soap. They just buy soap.
It was experimental soap. I explained it. It was experimental for my herpes flare up.
I like it stricken for the record. There's medication for that. I'd also like the midnight
Taking
shriek
as a
to be
class piece
stricken
of
because it
outlet.
happened at 2 p.m., not
Yeah.
midnight. And that's my final,
Yeah,
super
I-
final
I said it was
statement.
a midnight shriek. It was like a shriek that you hear at
Shut
midnight.
your
and
whore
it
mouth.
wasn't at midnight. It was just a shriek.
For my final statement, the defense insists upon itself. It insists upon itself, Your Honor.
That's a good-
Your Honor, can we arrest the prosecutor?
Okay.
No,
Final
not okay.
statement. Go.
Your Honor, I would like to make a surprise witness,
Okay.
a movie producer that was at the school at the time of this alleged shroom touching in a school zone.
Objection.
Okay. I got him. Oh, breaking
You can't
news.
object to calling a witness.
I can
I think
too.
that witness assists
13
upon
and
itself.
1
I sure
soap
fucking sure
becomes popular. Sure.
That is
Uh,
actual fact.
Strawn is alive and after use. Uh-oh.
He owns it and uses it regularly, Your Honor. That is actually true.
Miss,
Therefore, it's real.
Mrs. Movie Producer, is it not true that you gave my client herpes?
First of all, how dare you assume my gender?
Whoa.
Second of all, most likely, since I also have it.
What the fuck?
Oh.
So, and you can attest to when you get these terrible flare-ups that some relief with an innocent tissue when no kids were looking wouldn't be considered exposing yourself in public.
I have no idea. I've been using the Snoot 13-in-1 shampoo for my friend.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
see,
go buy
it's
that. That sounds
magical
like
stuff.
a good product.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
I would like to cross-examine.
Cross-examination. Uh-oh, whoops.
I cross-examined so hard he became a
Cross-examination,
clown. Mr. Movie, Mrs. Movie, stupid movie producer. Fuck you. That is all your.
Yeah, I did.
No
Your Honor,
profanity.
Your Honor,
Okay.
he's badgering the witness.
Badgering the witness, Your
Yeah, I was
Honor.
muted. I
Your
just
Honor.
hit my mute button when someone walked in my room.
Okay.
Your Honor, the witness is a bastard. All they proved is that they had herpes.
What was the
Okay.
question?
After hearing both sides of this story, I think that I am gonna have to
I'm
go.
Steving it. I'm Steving it. Release.
I have a final statement that might sway you.
Okay.
The witness insisted upon himself.
Your Honor, kill
Oh,
him.
wrong person.
Oh, God. My client is innocent, Your Honor. The prosecutor's an
He's
idiot.
super guilty.
Okay.
Justice has been served.
After careful consideration and hearing the prosecution and the
Objection.
attorney,
Guilty of.
I would like to condemn him. Guilty.
Oh,
Well,
what
he
the
was
fuck?
so innocent though.
He was so in.
No.
I had a freaking...
Yeah,
Tyler did
yes,
Great
it was.
he
case.
insisted too much.
Oh.
Yeah, that witness did insist upon himself. Though.
There's no justice.
Oh, are you crying?
Oh, a little.
Oh, this game is rigged.
Oh, God,
So
that was
that-
airtight. He insisted upon himself.